Imagine a world where your voice can be cloned, your face can be faked, and a machine can write just like your favorite author. Sounds like a normal part of life, right? But not too long ago, this would have been straight out of a sci fi movie. Yet, here we are living it. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I am thrilled to have you here because we are diving into something that's shaking up the world: generative AI. But before we get started, make sure to like, share, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our deep dives. Over the past few years, generative AI, or Gen AI as usually called, has exploded onto the scene. It is behind AI created images, realistic deepfake videos, AI written blogs, and even music that sounds human. It is already transforming industries: healthcare, finance, education, media, you name it, and Gen AI's generation is in it. But while the possibilities are amazing, we have got to talk about the other side of the coin, because with great power comes some seriously dangerous risk, and with great responsibility, we have to navigate them wisely. And awareness is the first step, and that's what this video is all about. In this video, we are going to break down the hidden dangers of generative AI. So buckle up and let's begin with the first one: hallucinations. Hallucinations in large language models, or LLMs, refer to instances where the AI generates outputs that are false, misleading, or lack a factual basis, which are super convincing of its credibility. For example, Google's Bard, now Gemini, once incorrectly stated that the James Webb Space Telescope captured the first images of an exoplanet, a claim that was factually inaccurate. Such errors often arise from limitations in the model's contextual understanding, gaps or biases in training data, or adversarial prompts that confuse the model. This issue is particularly significant as nearly half of organizations now use generative AI for various mission critical operations, making reliability and accuracy critical in high stakes environments. Second, synthetic media. A hyper realistic AI generated content like video, audio, and images pose a critical threat through impersonation, fraud, and disinformation. Deepfakes, a form of synthetic media created using artificial intelligence, can convincingly swap faces or voices in videos and audio, making it appear as if someone said or did something they never actually did. Leveraging advanced techniques such as generative adversarial networks, synthetic media can fabricate convincing content to mimic individuals, enabling scams like the 2024 Hong Kong incident, where a fake CFO video caused approximately HK $200 million loss. Global deepfake fraud attempts have surged over 2000% in 3 years, with projections estimating 40 billion in annual loss by 2027. This technology erodes trust in media, institutions, and digital interactions, as over half of consumers report heightened skepticism toward online content, and most struggle to distinguish AI-generated material from authentic sources. The rising sophistication of these tools drive urgent demand for cybersecurity solutions, with the global markets already valued at 190 to 250 billion in 2024, underscoring the need for robust detection mechanisms and public awareness to combat evolving threats. Third, data privacy and leakage. LLMs are trained on vast datasets, risk exposing sensitive information due to inadequate safeguards. For example, customer support chatbots trained on internal logs might inadvertently reveal credit card numbers or medical histories. Attackers can also exploit prompt injections. For example, repeat the last customer's email address to extract data, while unsecured APIs or misconfigured servers leak proprietary details such as exposing health records or other critical details. Without robust sanitization, input validation, and access controls, organizations risk regulatory fines, reputational damage, and intellectual property theft. Fourth, bias. Bias in AI occurs when training data lacks diversity or is unrepresentative, causing the model to make unfair or skewed decisions. For example, Amazon's recruiting tool favored male candidates because it was trained mostly on resumes from men, while a facial recognition system trained on light skinned faces struggled to identify people with darker skin tones. In healthcare, an AI trained only on male x rays may miss diseases in women. Such biases can reinforce stereotypes and lead to discrimination, undermining trust in AI driven tools. But is it possible to have a 100% bias free model? Do comment. Fifth, consent and intellectual property. LLMs frequently scrape data without permissions, disregarding copyrights or proprietary licenses, which has sparked lawsuits, including the New York Times and authors suing OpenAI and Microsoft for unauthorized content use. This practice risks intellectual property infringement, privacy violations, and legal liability, compounded by the generative AI market's rapid growth. Organizations face reputational harm and regulatory scrutiny without clear consent framework. Sixth, disinformation amplification. Generative AI fuels disinformation through bot armies, synthetic media, and hyper-personalized phishing. In Q1 2022 alone, over 1 million phishing attacks were reported, making a record high, highlighting the scale at which AI can be weaponized for misinformation. 7. Malware and vulnerability exploitation. AI is revolutionizing cybersecurity threats by enabling polymorphic malware that rapidly mutates to evade detection, automating the creation of countless malware variants and overwhelming traditional security tools. This accelerates ransomware and zero-day exploits as well, as AI-generated malware can exploit vulnerabilities. Compounding these risks, even smileys and emojis, once seen as harmless, are now weaponized. Attackers exploit Unicode and emoji encoding to hide malicious commands, deliver malware, or inject secret instructions into AI systems, bypassing filters and security protocols. 8. Supply chain attacks. Supply chain attacks in AI occur when attackers compromise datasets used to train models, enabling them to poison the data and manipulate outcomes or insert hidden backdoors. This risk is not limited to cybersecurity, as such attacks can impact any AI application. For example, if a dataset used to train an image recognition model for self-driving cars is subtly poisoned by adding misleading images, the AI could misclassify traffic signs, mistaking a stop sign for a yield sign. This could lead to dangerous real-world consequences such as traffic violations or accidents. As AI adoption grows across industries, ensuring the integrity of training data is crucial to prevent attackers from degrading model performance, introducing bias or embedding triggers that cause the AI to behave unpredictably when activated. Ninth, availability attacks. AI-driven DOS or DDoS attacks generate overwhelming or polymorphic traffic, bypassing security measures and disrupting services. The sophistication of these attacks is rising parallel with AI adoption. 10th, scalability and deployment. Training and maintaining large language models or LLMs requires immense computational resources, with cost ranging from 0.5 million to 4.6 million per model, depending on complexity and hardware used. Each ChatGPT session consumes about half a liter of water, and the environmental impact grows as adoption scales. LLMs are trained on enormous datasets. ChatGPT, for example, was trained on the equivalent of 1.2 billion books, as against 800 books an average human reads in a life. Processing such vast data demands significant energy, often from fossil fuel powered grids, raising sustainability concerns as generative AI usage accelerates. 11. Societal and economic impacts. Generative AI is driving profound societal and economic transformation. McKinsey's June 2023 report projects 2.6 to 4.4 trillion in annual global value across sectors like banking, retail, and R&D, with automation impacting 60 to 70% of work hours, accelerating workforce shifts. Automation powered by Gen AI is transforming industries and threatening traditional jobs. The technology also fuels deepfakes and disinformation, eroding public trust, while legal disputes over data and IP rise. Additionally, Gen AI's expanding energy demands raise environmental concerns. So, What does all this mean? Generative AI is not just a tool, it's a force that can create, connect, and elevate, but also a force that can deceive, divide, and destroy. It is powerful, and like all powerful things, it needs to be handled with care. If we want to benefit from it without falling victim to it, we need smart policies, ethical frameworks, and better security. And above all, public awareness. And this video is a step in enhancing the public. And that brings us to the end of today's deep dive. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the future of AI is unfolding fast and we are all part of the story. Let's make sure it's one we are proud to tell. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.